Yeah. 1 2 1 2. You already know what time it is. Everyone. Council Roundtable, sign the back in real quick. Episode 102. We talk about the old fashioned rats and let y'all know what's happening. Hope everything is, good. Hope I spelled everything right. I hope everything is in the right order. It's a rainy, muggy night over here in KCK, Kansas City, Kansas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I can't wish, excuse me. I can't wait to start doing a little gardening. For those out there that forgot or don't know me, I purchased a house. Me and my lady, we purchased a house. Black ownership is the key. And yeah, man, I've been thinking about developing a green thumb. I want to start planting. And no, not the marijuanas. Get your mind from there. Like, I legitimately wanted to start, planting, growing stuff. Start from small, crawl before I walk. You know, reason why I said this is because, it's raining outside. That just had me thinking, well, yeah. But anyways, we're not here to talk about no damn plants. We're here to talk about CM Punk exposing Tony Khan. You already know what time it is, B. Saying that he was legitimately hurt or still hurt when he fought Mox the first time in that dynamite match. Nah, not the marijuanas. It's actually legal in Missouri, but I don't know if you could grow it. I'm not in Missouri though. I'm in Kansas, but nah, I know. Shouts go out to my guy Black Star right there. But you already know the vibes, B. When y'all roll up, wipe your feet before you step in my house. But yeah, man, let's get to it, B. You see him Punk airing this dude Tony Khan out. Shit, not only him, getting that Meltzer also, getting that Y2J. Like, more and more, Punk is getting tired of these dudes' shit. I'm telling you, I knew it was the reason why he went on that big ass rant at that media scrum. It was more than meets the eye. And it's like, if it wasn't professional with him, why should he be professional? I'm going to get to it, though. According to Wrestling Inc. from Ross Berman, that's when things seem to be calming down in AEW. The ghost of All Out 2022 rears its ugly head. Former AEW World Champion CM Punk took to Instagram to share since deleted grievances with John Moxley, Y2J, and Wrestling Observer's Dave Meltzer. Bum ass Meltsy boy. The situation appears to have sprung from a post that Meltzer made on the Figure 4 Weekly. Figure 4, I like that name. Not bad. Anyways, Messenger board. That's what it was. The messenger board over there. In which Meltzer says that Punk did not agree to lose the AEW championship to Moxley after his foot injury earlier in the summer. Meltzer also says that Punk only went through with plans when AEW President Tony Khan put his foot down. No pun intended. This is the original post from this dude, Dave Meltzer. He basically said, do you know why they didn't advertise Punk versus Moxley longer and why it had a short build? Because Punk agreed to it. Then AEW got a legal letter saying he wasn't down with it and wasn't doing it. And they didn't know if he come until Tony put his foot. What the fuck? That shit words so terribly. Come on now, Dave. You been doing this shit for so damn long. That's how you word shit. Anyways, There are a lot of nice things I can say about him, and you can absolutely argue his position on Moxley was correct. But you can't argue he willingly did what he asked was asked in that scenario. CM Punk wrote in the now deleted Instagram story. I wasn't clear to wrestle yet. Then the plan was to wrestle at the pay per view. I sat and listened to Moxley's Rock 3 idea. I'd explain how I never watched a Rocky movie. And I thought the idea sucked, but if the boss wanted to do it, whatever. He said he wouldn't lose to me. I never experienced someone refusing to lose to me, Punk continued. I just laughed. I asked Sony if this was what he wanted. He said yes. He's the boss, so I said, all right. But I need to be cleared first. They kept saying it could be a squash match, so I didn't need to be cleared. I scoffed at that. My health is more important. Dave Buster's a liar. Chris Jericho is a liar and the Stooge. There were plans, but plans always change. But I'll never put a company above my health ever again. This dude Tony Khan got motherfuckers out there fighting hurt. And I remember from before, I was saying that from before. I'm like, yo, why in the hell would this dude have Punk wrestle Mox in a champion versus champion match for nothing while he was still hurt? Everybody was saying, oh, it's just a work. Just watch. Just keep watching. It's all a work. Now you see, it kept like, it's not a work. It's not. All are going to be at the United Center in Chicago. I think Punk is done. He's definitely done. If this is really what's up, he's done. Because remember, he was talking to about WWE about the same shit. How he was on the road wrestling hurt, and they didn't even care, and that ruined his passion for wrestling. In a way, Tony Khan did the same thing. Not as massive as Vince, but you know, he told him like, "Yo, I'll put my foot down. I want you to wrestle Mox while hurt," and there wasn't even no plans. There was no plans for him to do that. Like he was just gonna drop the belt or whatever to Mox, and that was it. That was all. Everybody remember that fucking retarded ass match. That shit was fucking terrible. It was like Sting Jeff Hardy levels. Punk is burning everything to the ground on the way out. And on some real shit, rightfully so. How much times they threw shots at Punk and Punk didn't say nothing? Really think about that shit. The constant shots motherfuckers was throwing at Punk. Punk is just now saying something. He probably just got tired of the shit. And you know what I mean? Tony Khan always be trying to preach like he's like the anti WWE or the anti Vince. My dude, you're Vince McMahon light. Let's really be fucking real, man. He's nothing but a Vince McMahon light. And you know it's a funny thing because at first in AEW they was very careful especially when they came to the COVID era. AEW was very careful. They made sure everybody was healthy and happy. And then when they really got off to the races, like when it like I guess the middle of the second year of AEW, it's like they lost their way. Especially when WWE motherfuckers saw that coming in. When he started hiring more WWE motherfuckers, it was a wrap. He forgot all about most of his homegrown talent. All the motherfuckers that was in the pandemic, still coming to work during the pandemic, risking to get sick, risking to catch something on the road or catch something amongst their co-workers to bring that shit back home. They risked all that shit. And Brian Cage was one of them. Where he at now? Shit, Kip Sabian He just got back on TV. How long it took for him to come back on TV? He was down with the COVID era roster. Why Cody Rhodes really left? You know what I'm saying? We all know why Cody Rhodes left, but we would definitely want to know some concrete information. Tony Khan is rubbing a lot of motherfuckers the wrong way. Literally wrestling against death. Come on, B. In other news, we got, you know what I'm saying, we're going to talk about Josh Alexander getting hurt and Mickey James getting hurt. The Impact bug strikes again, unfortunately. Both men's and women's champion is hurt. Double whammy right before, I think the pay-per-view was Rebellion. Right before Rebellion was about to come, they hurt. This shit is crazy. Like, Impact can never catch a break. Yeah, a lot to talk about, you know what I'm saying? God, you know what I mean? We're gonna talk about this dude, Elio Vikingio, whatever the fuck his name is, D'Angelo. What's tonight on Black Star? I dropped that link, so you already know. Yeah, man. This shit is fucking. And I understand, yeah. All promoters or a lot of promoters, they have their wrestlers go out there wrestling hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's not nothing out of the ordinary. But most of the time they do shit like that is when they have a plan for said champion or performer. I see you, Nate. I can barely see you, Black Star. It's mad dark where you at. What up, Nate?
What's going on? So Punk's burying this, burying that. But at the scrum, you think he would have buried Tony Khan too at the scrum?
I see you, Black. I see you, Black Star. I see you.
That's what I think.
Say that one more time, Nate. My bad.
No, I was saying at the scrum, he buried everybody, this and that, but he didn't bury Tony Khan at the scrum. So I'm thinking this is all bull crap, and it's basically setting up Punk to be a heel when he comes back.
Oh no. Me personally, I don't know because this is basically like how what he was talking about with Vince having him fight hurt.
What's goody, everybody?
Was good. Was good.
I know, but I mean, Wrestling Inc. had a story. If Tony Khan had to choose between Chris Jericho and CM Punk, they said basically I would take CM Punk because you know why? He brings in ratings, he brings in money, brings in merchandise. Tony Khan's not stupid. At the end of the day, it's all about money, wrestling. It's all about viewers, and that's it. That's the bottom line.
Tony Khan is becoming Vince. Right before
He's Vince McMahon light.
Oh yeah, they'll probably do a higher power angle watch or something.
No, I ain't gonna lie. That's the only thing he has going for him. That's the only thing he has going for him. Like, don't be an on-air. I see you, Toph. Don't be an on-air character. That's like the only thing he has going for him. At least stick to that.
Yeah.
Toph.
He's coming back at Mania.
CM Punk, he fucking exposing motherfuckers. He like, look, I'm tired of y'all talking shit. Pow! Hold that. I'm about to fire back.
Andy Kaufman returning. Can't wait. Biggest work ever.
Here comes Tony.
Jerry Lawler's about to induct him.
Oh my God.
What, from a wheelchair? Via nursery home?
Nah, he's doing good, Lawler.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it'll be like that one
But
wheelchair
my
Kevin
gosh,
Nash had. The fake prop leg.
Oh, jeez, that was good.
Like all the news that has came out today, it's just been
A lot. Yeah, we gonna chop it up. A lot of news. A lot of news. Go ahead.
Vince
You want to
doing
send it on
well.
Black Star? Go ahead.
Vince is doing well. Vince shit.
Yeah, more payoffs going
Yeah,
on with
yeah,
Vin.
it was $17.4 million he paid out. I'll take $0.4 million
Jesus.
and shut the hell up. Give me 0.4.
Man, this dude is just
Yeah.
spending money like he's like he can't take it with him. Might as well spend it all.
Yeah, Jesus.
And Punk burning everything to the ground.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Punk got tired of motherfuckers.
Wasn't there a
Talking
big fire in
sideways.
Wasn't there like a big fire in Chicago like many years ago? I mean, that's kind of what Chicagoans do. They just burn shit down.
Yeah, that was back in like 19 something. A cow
Nah,
cooked a thing and burned the city
Yeah.
down.
you got a point,
Sasha
but
Bing.
I'm telling you, I just think that Punk got tired. He's just tired. Remember, when he had the whole meltdown at the media scrum, and then after that, motherfuckers was throwing shots, constantly throwing shots, and he stayed quiet. And then I guess that Dave Meltzer tweet or whatever it was, that was it for him. That was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Because
All I gotta
Meltzer's in
say,
bed with Omega. That's why. Because he loves
all I
Omega
gotta,
so much.
all I gotta
We didn't
say
have a
is
problem
I'm not.
with Omega. That's what I was hearing.
All I gotta
Never
say,
had a
man,
problem.
is I don't know about you guys. I ain't trusting nobody that's never watched the Rocky movie. Fuck Phil.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
How the hell you never
that's a
seen
little
Rocky?
weird. Like, how you never watched Rocky before? Like,
That's even worse than like someone that's never seen E.T. I mean, geez.
Yeah. Like I get it, you're busy, but you're not that busy, bro. There's just certain movies that are just like, especially if you live in America, man. There's like certain movies that are like a rite of passage, The
Yeah, like
Terminator.
It's always on TV.
especially if there's plenty of
It's always on
sequels.
Showtime on HBO.
Right.
Yeah, like it's so much sequels. You gotta watch at least one of the sequels. One of them.
I mean,
I'm kind of bothered by it. I'm kind of bothered by it because even though like we're just shooting the shit, Rocky played a big part like in the wrestling world too. Because Hogan was in Rocky 3, and that was a big break for him. Without Rocky 3, without I've said this before, without Rocky 3, there's no WrestleMania, bro. Yeah, there's no Hulkamania, there's no Mr. T, there's no Piper, there's no Snuka. So I've always kind of considered it to be a rite of passage for wrestling fans to love Rocky movies. And here's Punk, I've never watched the Rocky movie, bro, what the fuck, man? That's like if you're a basketball fan and someone says, well, not like a basketball. That's like if you're a football player, right? But you say, oh, I've never watched Remember the Titans. Like everybody's watched Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
What? This is weird.
The only thing I can think of is where Punk was growing up as a kid, his mother didn't fighting movies or something like that with violence. That's the only thing I can think of. But still, when you're older, you didn't watch Rocky? I mean, come on.
Right. And he's been out of wrestling for how long? He was out of wrestling for 7 years. Bro, that's plenty of time to catch up.
Enough time, right?
Yeah.
And he probably seen other Sylvester Stallone films.
That's like a Thanksgiving
for all the Rocky films on Netflix, so he can catch up.
Right. That's like a Thanksgiving tradition. Me and the fam will come together and Thanksgiving Eve, we'll cook while watching a Rocky marathon.
Yeah, except for 5, right? You skip 5, right?
All of it.
Oh,
fuck
it.
That. Antonio Tarver punk ass. Yeah, man. But it's just what are they gonna do with this shit? Like this shit. It's so much to unpack with this whole debacle. You feel me? Because
it's only a matter of time before Punk blows up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What is this leading to?
A 2.0 rating for Dynamite when he comes back. Honestly, holy shit!
Because they keep on throwing shots. Because they keep on throwing shots at this dude Punk. We can't deny that. You got MJF throwing shots. You got Jericho throwing shots. You know what I mean? You got the Bucks, Kenny Omega, all them throwing shots at Punk.
They're not throwing shots. The Elite quiet. They haven't said anything.
What? They were throwing shots when
But before,
when's the last time they mentioned Punk? They've never talked about Punk. They don't talk about
they
him
came.
on
What you
BTE.
mean? When they came back from the whole media scrum shit.
What
The
about
first
media
match
scrum?
they do
They
shots
already-
at Punk.
Cookie Monster
They already
T-shirt.
made
Well,
it
Because
Punk.
if you're talking about when they were in Chicago, that's because they were in Chicago. Outside
Yeah,
of
but
that, man, it's been nothing.
they still threw shots though. It don't matter.
Of course, because the crowd was gonna boo. What were they supposed to do? Ignore it?
But I'm just saying they still threw shots at the end of the day. I'm just saying
That's
this.
Shot, nah,
Like,
the Elite
I
don't
just
take
think,
shots,
me
bro.
personally, like,
Elite
I'm
don't
thinking
take
this. This is
shots.
what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking, right? Like, I don't think Punk is coming back, but after all this crazy buildup, he has no choice but to come back. It has to be a payoff.
Well, it doesn't matter, bro. Punk's done anyway. Okay, he's washed. We've already talked about this several times.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about him, whether you like him or not, you know, the thing that can't be denied is that his previous run in AEW showed that his body can't handle a top schedule anymore, and that's why I
To
fucking
me, he's
sit
heading to
here.
Japan.
Right,
And
that's
Tony
why I
Khan
like.
played a part in that.
No, I can't even blame Tony because that was Punk. Because it was Punk. It was his idea that said, you know what, man, I don't want to go straight to the title. I want to work my way up. And to Punk's credit, he did work his way up. You know, he was mostly like on Rampage in the beginning. You know, people forget that most of his matches when he first came back was on Rampage. It was almost as if like TK was kind of making him like the Rampage guy, right? Then he started showing up on Dynamite and stuff like that. And just so many of his matches, like he was botching a lot, like the shit with Hangman. Like he tried to do the buckshot like 2 times, he botched it. I remember like he had one match on Dynamite. I remember like there was one match with Pentagon on Dynamite where he was trying to do like high flying moves and he slipped. Like you can't blame TK for Punk being a fucking idiot and jumping into the crowd, shattering his foot. That's not TK's
Well,
fault.
I could blame TK. Go ahead, Nate.
No, I'm just laughing.
Oh,
yeah.
I could blame TK on basically like what he said. He said he would do the job to this dude Mox, but he just got to be cleared. And this dude TK was basically saying that, oh, no, you don't need to be cleared. It's just gonna be a squash. But you know, I'm talking about that whole that match that they had at Dynamite, that champion versus champion match on a random episode of Dynamite. That shit didn't make any sense whatsoever, and you could have fucked around and broke this dude's whole damn leg.
Punk
Well, he
must
couldn't
have
have
been
been
talking.
that bad if the match happened the following week anyway.
Punk must have been talking about Tony Khan during that press conference.
Yeah.
He had to have. All that
Anyway, the
venom
point is that Punk's body's
has to be
broken.
going towards
He
him.
clearly can't handle a top schedule. That's why, like, I laugh when people talk about when I'm online and I see people entertain the idea of him like going to WWE. It's like, bro, if he can't
He's
handle
definitely not doing that.
AEW's, if he can't handle AEW's much lighter schedule, he wouldn't survive 2 months in WWE. He just wouldn't.
Unless he got the Bray Wyatt schedule.
Well, if he did that, he'd be hypocrite. That's the problem.
Work once a year, one match a year.
Because that's why Japan is perfect.
Cut promos. Yeah. Cut promos and getting COVID or whatever.
Like how you wrestle less than Brock Lesnar.
I also think what's going on too. This is another possibility too. I also think that Punk is a little irritated and he's annoyed because when everything first happened, the narrative was the sky's falling. AEW won't be anything without Punk. Past few weeks, things are quieting down. Things are going back to normal. Past Dynamite was very good. The match with Vikingo was fucking great. They didn't get 1 million, but they got a good 900,000. So it's like Hangman, he's heating up. He's back over. He's in a feud. The Blackpool Combat Club just turned heel. So it's like things are finally stabilizing and things are finally kind of going back to a little bit of normalcy. And I think there's a part of Punk that's kind of annoyed because he's like, well, fuck. Because it's kind of showing that they'll be fine without him. So it's like, I just find it, the timing of it all, man, because remember, man, this is pro wrestling. I just find the timing of it all so fucking convenient that AEW had a good Dynamite. Things are going cool. Very next day, all of a sudden, Punk just goes off for like no reason. It's like, you could have gone off like the day of Dynamite.
I think he was going over what Dave Meltzer, the post from Dave Meltzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave just needs to just shut the fuck up sometimes.
That's what made him. That's what made Punk turn up when he said Do you know why they didn't advertise Punk versus Moxley longer and why it had a short build? Because Punk agreed to it. Then AEW got a legal letter saying he wasn't down with it and wasn't doing it, and they didn't know if he'd come until Tony put his foot down. There are a lot
Meltzer
of nice
lately has been
things
unreliable.
about him, and you
What
can
I would like to
absolutely
hear-
argue his position. Hold on. There are a lot of nice things I can say about him, and you can absolutely argue his position, or Moxley was correct, but you can't argue he willingly did what he asked in that scenario.
I would like to hear what Mox has to say because Mox is a very private guy. You know, he's not into the social media landscape.
Yeah, he's not gonna touch on that.
Yeah, if
And
anybody,
rightfully
can tell the
so.
truth,
Mox
yeah.
will make a statement and probably
Mox don't have
Mox
to.
will probably make
What's
a
the real
statement and blade himself.
Mox don't even have. And back. Speaking of Mox, let's give a round of applause for Mox. He didn't bleed once Wednesday, and he was on the whole show. And he didn't bleed once.
Nope.
A lot of applause for Mox.
That's an improvement.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm liking this heel combat club. I'm liking it. They look more like a unit now from afore. To me, they did it. What the? Oh, you open up another tab? Okay. Marcus Brown in the building was goody B. Damn, man, I didn't find Vikingo interesting to me. He wrestles like everyone else, just straight gymnastics, flips, and dives. Yeah, like I can't completely say he was trash, but we used to the flips, flips and all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gonna be a little bit taller than what he was. He's a real short guy.
He does a lot of high flying.
They
moves,
don't
but
sell for shit.
You can't. He does a lot of high flying moves, but you can't say he's like everybody else. Nobody's doing the kind of shit he did.
He
Like, he was
doesn't
doing all kinds of-
sell a thing.
No one sells. No one sells, bro. The luchadors don't.
No one sells at
the
AEW.
the luchador style. They don't sell. That's a look at like a Rey Mysterio match from like '96. He didn't sell either. That's how they work. Juventud, Ray, Vikingo.
Oh, especially Juventud.
Yeah.
Oh God, he used to kill me. The Jews never surrender.
It's a different style, rest. That's how they work. Yeah.
That doesn't work for
Like,
me, man.
Cause you know what
That's
it is. We done seen so much gymnastics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like somewhat of a blur. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna sit there and say he was whack whatever because when I see him fight, it made me think of Commander. I was like, yo, you know who would be a good match? Only a one-on-one match, him and Commander. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it is? Damn, Nate, we lost you again, Nate.
No, he'll come back.
You know what it is? It gotta have on the show. It gotta have something for everybody. Some people like the high flying stuff. Some people like the technical. Some people like the rough house. Rugged matches. When it comes to cars like that, I call that a show because you have something for everybody. And yeah, I would say Dynamite was a decent show because it had a little bit of everything. You had your tag team match. It was Sting's birthday. Wasn't it Sting's birthday? I think it was.
I don't know if it was.
Think so.
You know what I'm saying? If it was, happy birthday to Sting. You know what I'm saying? They had that match. You had the entertaining part of the show with Stokely, supposedly entertaining, but you know what I mean.
I'm surprised. I was surprised Stokely took so many bumps. That was pretty good.
Right. You know what I'm saying? He's like, Justin Roberts was like, this isn't a doctor's note. There's a receipt from Wingstop. You know what I'm saying? I like shows like that when it's something for everybody. You know what I mean? That's what you call a wrestling show. You know what it is? I think that the Vikingo match shouldn't have been the main event. I think it should have started off the show.
But a kid's special, Every few years, there's always there's always like a new high flyer. That's
like he's good. He's very athletic. He's very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the selling just turned me off.
That's fine. And I'm just saying that it's always been that way. You know, there's people, a lot of fans who maybe didn't watch wrestling back in the day. Maybe they haven't watched an old Nitro or an old Raw in many years,
Right.
or maybe they just never did. Go back and look at a match between, like, say, Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon on like Saturday night or Nitro in '96. It was like
or
boom,
like a
boom,
Rey
boom,
Mysterio,
boom,
Dean
boom, boom, boom.
Malenko. Yep.
You know, or if you watch like a random, like back when WWF was trying with the lightweights, even though they weren't really doing it. If they did something like, say, like Taka Michinoku versus S.A. Rios, it was like boom, 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 boom. Like it was the same thing. Same thing.
Well, I did watch that the other
only
day, and it was similar, but you need a person his size in order for that to work.
Yeah. The difference between wrestling today and wrestling like 20 years ago is that now everybody does it. Middleweights, heavyweights, cruiserweights, everybody does the suicide dives. Everybody does the top rope splashes. Everybody does the somersaults. Whereas 20 years ago, only the small guys did it. So it seemed like more impressive when they did it back then. That's like the only criticism. Now, it's okay if you're a big dude and you do something like a little bit athletic, but like when you're doing like dives and shit like everybody else, then it's just like, no, you know? But yeah, man, as far as luchadors are concerned, every like 10 years or so, there's always like a new luchador.
Like a special
that's
one?
Just doing, right. Like, believe it or not, like everyone's talking about like how amazing Vikingo is. A couple of years ago, the person that was in Vikingo's spot was Ricochet. Because Ricochet was that guy. He was in PWG.
Right.
He was in New Japan. He was in Lucha Underground. And he was doing all kinds of crazy shit that nobody had seen since, like, Rey Mysterio. And everybody was like, oh, man, Ricochet. I think, matter of fact, that wasn't even his name. His
Thanks
name
for
was
the
King
likes.
Ricochet.
Thanks for the likes. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, his name was King Ricochet. And everybody said, yo, man, this dude's the next big thing. And I still think that Ricochet has potential to be a lot bigger than what he is. But now look at him. He's just a random tag team. Yeah. I think Ricochet has everything you need. He's got the look. He's got the tools. He just can't talk. You know, Lucha Underground had the right idea. They paired him with Conan. Conan did the talking. Ricochet did the wrestling. It worked. You know.
And here's the thing about Ricochet, right? Ricochet, he's more than flips and dives. Ricochet is actually a strong motherfucker. Very strong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Remember that time when he picked up I think it was Ivar, whatever, the real big dude from the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders.
Yeah,
man. Like they just don't let him do stuff like that. I don't know why. He's more than just flips and dives and karate. He actually got super strength too.
Yeah, AJ is like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
My boy Pac or Neville. You know, he's small in size, but he's well built, and he can go. He's another one. Another one is I remember like back when Lucha Underground first took off, like everybody was talking about Pentagon, you know, Phoenix. So you get luchadors like that every so often, like every 5 years, every 10 years, and so on and so forth. So,
I heard that there's two now.
Yeah, so what Black Song?
I heard that there's two like really special luchadors, Vikingo and Dragon Lee.
Yeah, Dragon Lee is Rush's brother. I'm familiar with him from New Japan.
Oh, really?
Ring of Honor.
Okay.
Yeah, they're brothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was the television champion, Ring of Honor. He was the junior champion for a bit. Had a couple of matches with Hiromu. As far as I understand, he's signed with NXT, so you should be seeing him soon if he's not there already.
Yeah, like we talked about there last week or this week.
Right. And like we talked about before a couple of weeks ago, saying, man, you know, like a lot of these luchador dudes, you know, they don't get as much TV time as we would like. But the few times you see them on TV, man, they fucking get over. You know, Bandito gets over, Rush gets over, Vikingo gets over. You know who didn't get over? Andrade. I'm telling you, man. That dude lost his step. He lost his step, bro.
Yo, that dude.
You stay killing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same. Look at an NXT match of Andrade in like 2017 and look at the shit he was doing when he came to AEW. Not the same.
When he bulked up. Yeah, I do got a point. Like when he bulked up, that did slow him down.
Yeah. He was trying to go for the same diet.
Cody Rhodes took part in the burial too. because him getting into that rivalry with Cody Rhodes did not help him at all.
Oh no,
You
not one
Nate?
bit.
Nate,
Yo,
what's
Yeah.
up, Nate? Go ahead, say it again.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, we can hear you.
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I guess there was an accident down the street, so I think the internet's kind of screwy around here. At a utility
Oh
pole.
man.
The guy just called me. I'm like, yeah, I see trucks going by.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
My
they're coming
boy.
to get me. I think a white van was driving by.
Hey man, you gotta be like the big boss man over there, yo.
High time, baby.
Hard time.
Hold on. Let me read what Marcus Brown had said right here. Sam, man, I was talking to Black Soft 15 minutes before this live stream started, and I've been pulling for Rollins to finally get a reward in another world championship reign he hasn't had since 2019. You got a point. I don't know. Maybe they might be building towards that. You know what I'm saying? And Marcus Brown did make a valid point from before. He was saying that if you notice, like all the Shield members, like say like when they came to them being champion, the only person that was able to take the belt off of that specific Shield member was a Shield member. I never thought about that. Other than Brock Lesnar, of course, you know Brock Lesnar beat Roman Reigns, but other than that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But I think things might change.
I
Coming
think
next
Rollins
Sunday
will
night.
end up beating Cody.
Because what was it? Because what was it? Ambrose beat Seth Rollins, or what was it? Yeah, he beat
Yeah.
Seth Rollins from before. This dude, Roman
Rollins.
Reigns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Sam,
Rollins
and
will
if it
beat.
wasn't for fans booing Seth, I think would have won Elimination Chamber 22, and Roman versus Lesnar could have stayed Universal Championship, and we could have got Seth versus Cody at WrestleMania. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not in a big rush to watch Seth and Cody again. That could wait.
Well, man, Seth just has to prove to be a better person, and then maybe he'll get his turn. Because the last time he was the champion, he caved under that pressure.
Yeah, he turned into a real dick.
Yeah. So,
But we
and what
might get
didn't do
Seth
him any
versus
favors? What
Roman.
didn't do him any favors is when he caved under that pressure. He was a face. So it's one thing if you're a heel like MJF and you say something rude, but when you're a face, like that's
Right.
bad PR. So he was on Vince's shit list for a while there. So Seth's just but he's a father now. He's a father. Him and Becky are married, so
Yeah, that comes
things have
maturity.
changed. Maybe he's more matured. So we'll see where it goes. Where he
Right,
lost
right.
me, he lost me when he was talking about when Mox went to AEW and he was talking about some shit about, oh, Mox is taking food off my table. That's when he lost me. I was like, fuck this dude. And then when Ricochet, what was the other thing he said? He said that Ricochet was like the best high flyer in the world. And then Will Ospreay replied to him and he was like, oh, we have
What's
a better
good,
version
Mike?
of you. and look at like where Ospreay is now, and then look at where Ricochet is now, and it's just like, bro, talk about a fucking L, like Jesus Christ.
And he was supposed to be that's when he was a Universal Champion, right? He was a face. Like he was basically trying to he was caping hard for WWE. Like, my dude,
Yeah.
take the cock out your mouth.
Yeah. See, the thing about Seth,
But he had
this is
to
what I
though.
was,
He was the Universal
this-
Champion. Like
see,
I don't
see,
think
No,
he
he
had
was
to-
doing the most. It
Yeah,
was to the
the
point where
thing
he was
about
just
Seth-
getting into shit that didn't even involve him.
Right. See, here's the thing about Seth. I was telling this to John and a few other people back then, and this is like a reference, back then, like 2019. The thing about Seth was him and Kofi were champs, right? Because at Mania 35, he beat Brock, Kofi beat Bryan, and Becky, she won the main event. So that was like one of the few times in WWE history where like all the top faces were all the top champions were baby faces, right? But shit was boring. It was like everything was about the chase, and it was like once Vince put the belts on him, he didn't know what to do. Like Kofi was just there. They tried teaming Seth and Becky together in real life. It didn't work. It was just bad TV, right? And at the time, like ratings were going down. AEW had just started, and so all the interest was there. More people were getting released, every other month and shit. So the narrative at that time was like WWE bad, AEW good, blah blah. And he didn't know how to take it, right? Because when you're the champion, right? When you're the top champion, like you're the captain.
Everything's
of
on
the
you.
show, I guess.
Right.
Right. So Seth like took it personally. See, what Seth doesn't understand is that, or let me rephrase, what he did not understand at the time, because maybe he understands it now. Seth is like the rare exception of the rule. He's one of the few dudes that was in WWE developmental. He went through the developmental system. He went through FCW. He went through NXT. And the very first day since the day they called him up, Vince fucking took care of him. Triple H took care of him. He was always featured. Look at from day one.
Yeah.
Seth is never cooled off. Seth is always in a program, some kind of title feud. Seth is never, sometimes like they just cool people off for no reason and they're just not on TV. Seth is always featured.
Like your boy Tony Khan. That's what he does.
Right. Seth is always featured. He's always on TV, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. He's always in a feud. He's either a champion of some kind or he's chasing after a champion of some kind. So, he's always had, all these new names, the Kingslayer, the Architect, the Beast.
He's always been in the spotlight.
Yeah,
he's always in the spotlight. They always give him, all these cool themes. They always make sure to give him something. He was very fortunate enough to meet his real life wife. He met Becky there, so he was able to say that he met his wife there. He's able to say that he met the mother of his child, so basically what I'm trying to say is things have gone great for him. WWE has been great for him, but what he didn't understand.
Thing I've noticed about Seth, except for like the match qualities, is that he's this era's HBK.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah, that's fair.
Sandman, did you see the porn star type name Naomi is possibly going with? Trinity Star. Sounds like Diamond Star. You could have a sister.
All right. But what I was saying was,
shouts go out. Hold on, my dude. Shouts go out to Trinity, man. She was like, you know what? That's it. I'm done. And everybody's saying like, oh, she should go to AEW. She should go there. She should go there. Why she just can't just chill out for a little while? She been on the road for like how long? Like 11 years? Why she just can't go home and enjoy her family and chill?
Yeah, just chill.
Yeah, wait till the white y'all motherfuckers are bloodthirsty. Like, yo, do you know that human beings too, right? Like, let her, sit back, chill. Who knows? Maybe pop out a baby and enjoy life for a little while. And then she could come back. She'll be rejuvenated. She'll be healed up properly. You know what I'm saying? God damn. As soon as she announced she quit WWE, she should be a tag team with Mercedes Moné. She should go to NJPW. Oh, she should go to Impact. She should go. I'm like, yo, goddamn.
Mercedes contract about to be up.
Doing the fucking most. Mike said, this is why I say if they needed someone to take the titles off of Roman, it should have been Seth.
Well, yeah. Well, to finish the Seth point, all I was saying is that he's very lucky because he's one of the few people in the modern era where WWE has been good to him and WWE has treated him right. And what he didn't understand at that time was he is the minority. He is one of the very few. So for every one person that WWE did do right, there's 10 other people they did wrong by. And so at that time, when people were just
there's only two in this era.
WWE, right. So at the time when WWE was being attacked, like he couldn't handle it because he's like, this company that's done so much for me, it has to be good, So he's all in the Kool-Aid, bro. Like he's in the Kool-Aid. You don't got to worry about Seth. He's going to drink the Kool-Aid, and as far as he's
a WWE lifer. He's definitely a WWE lifer.
So, but anyway, I just want to explain like why he was on Vince's shit list for the stuff that he did. Because again, the stuff he said was it was kind of a mean thing to do. But it's been a while now. It's 2023. So we're talking about shit that happened back in 2019, and like we said, he's a father now. He's matured. Shawn Michaels matured allegedly. Randy Orton
Right.
matured. So maybe if you give the push to Seth again, maybe he won't be an asshole this time.
But he is getting a push though. Like, you know, he got this whole character change going on. He's like on some Joker type vibe. You know what I mean? He's like, that's one thing. That's why they call him the architect, because he could always switch up characters at the drop of a hat. People don't give Seth Rollins that type of credit. Like, this dude was a pastor. He was a cop. You know what I'm saying? He went through all these different transitions. Now
There's
he's
only
a
one
joke.
problem though. How many people are ahead of Seth?
What do you mean, like ahead of Seth? What do you mean?
Well, it depends if they split the belts again. If they just keep it one title, which is what I would do, then yeah. But if you have two different world championships, then you could.
Then how many people are ahead of
Man,
Seth?
look, they should just be like, fuck it. Because
On Raw, nobody's
telling
ahead of
you,
Seth.
this
On
dude is not.
SmackDown?
You know what I think they're gonna do? They're gonna merge those belts, and they're gonna bring a new belt for Raw.
Yeah, it's gonna be the
Should.
big gold belt.
Yeah, I think that's what they might do. Like,
If
they
it was
might
me,
like
if it
bring
was
back
me
the
in a
gold
perfect
belt,
world,
but make the gold belt look a little modern.
if it was me in a perfect world, like if I was booking this shit, right now at this point, WWE in its current state, they don't have the roster, in my opinion, to support 2 tag team titles, and they don't have the roster to support 2 world titles. So if it was me, 1 world title, 1 tag title, you can keep the US and Intercontinental title. There is enough mid-card talent for that. And I would prefer 1 women's champion, but I feel like for toy sale reasons, they're still going to have the Raw and SmackDown women's champion. I just personally think that wrestling's better when there's just 1 world champion. That's the wrestling I grew up on. There, to me, like, there shouldn't be any confusion on who the top person is. And when you
To have the
1
champion
world
travel
title-
both shows. Like that's what you're saying?
Yeah, remember that was the undisputed
Yeah.
champion. The undisputed
Yeah.
champion was on both
I mean,
shows.
that's what the Usos have been doing for like 3 years anyway. They're on Raw and SmackDown like every week, you know?
But that was Randy's
So-
fault though. That was because of
Yeah,
circumstances.
that's true.
Nate, you can hear us?
Yeah, una mas. I'm gonna try one more time, and then that's it. I'm gonna call it a night.
Dang,
fuck.
dude. You got that ColecoVision as your damn fucking internet connection.
The big
No, Atari 2600.
bomber.
It is great. Atari. B-52
What is
bomber.
going on over here?
Remember River Raid? I used to love that game. River Raid. River Raid. That was a cool game.
What the fuck is that? River
What, River
Blade?
Raid?
What's that? I
Raid.
never heard of that.
River Raid. Oh, it's an old game from the Atari.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember that. I used to have a.
It's basically you you're flying a plane in the river and you collect stuff. You collect gas. You shoot other planes. Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool game back in the day.
Okay,
Pitfall.
okay.
Come on, you heard of Pitfall? That's a
Of
classic.
course. That Pitfall was
Pitfall.
on like Pitfall was like on every system known to man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with that shit for the PS5.
Oh, that'd be cool. A newer
Castlevania
version
was
of
my
it.
game though.
The what game?
Castlevania.
Oh, Castlevania.
Oh yeah, Castlevania. I got all the Castlevanias. Well, almost all of them. I'm close. Seth has been a great. Hell yeah. He's been great for WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Except
King
for
Mike,
Raid.
I've been pulling up for that old what? King Mike, I've been pulling up for that old. Well, Seth should win Money in the Bank and cash in on Cody to get his win back. Why are you talking about Seth and? I don't want these dudes to even look at each other for like a whole year. Enough of them. Like they, you know what I'm saying? Like they already. As a matter of fact, they already had a face off at the Royal Rumble. Enough.
Seth Rollins has been great, except for raiding his wife's closet with her clothes. But other than that,
Because it's too much people on the roster for them to keep on bumping heads. Like, you know what I mean? Let's use these people on the roster. Let's come on, B. You got motherfuckers in the PC, all that shit. Let's
You have
bring some
Gunther. You
more
have
fresh
Braun
blood.
Breaker, who's about to set
Gunta.
up to be to be
You know what I'm
moved
saying?
up.
You got my dude, you know what I'm saying? The Ultimate Olympian, Chad Gable. He gotta start cooking. This should be his year, B. The Ultimate Olympian, Chad Gable.
Well, he's on
Yeah.
TV more. That's good.
Yeah, B.
Well,
Like
they
we need
might
some
bring
more
back
fresh blood.
Alpha Academy.
Like I ain't gonna lie, like I give WWE that. WWE, they definitely trying to make new stars, but you know what I'm saying? They need to like speed it up a little bit because we really need some main
Triple H is
event,
trying. You
some
got to
main
admit that.
eventers.
The only thing he's not trying is the
Triple
women's
H is
division.
trying.
It's been nothing but a failure since he's took over. Other than that, I'll give him credit.
Word, and you would think Triple H used to love the chicks in NXT. What's going on?
I've said for years, bro. Triple H didn't do shit for the women's division in NXT. That was Dusty Rhodes. Dusty Rhodes was the
Regal.
one that set it up.
Come on,
Dusty
B. Come
was
on,
Regal.
Alundra Blaze, Bianca Belair.
That was Dusty, bro. That was Dusty.
Alundra Blaze, Bianca.
Not Regal?
That's not Alundra Blaze. Excuse me. I meant what's her name again? My Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Shayna Baszler.
No, what I'm saying is,
Kairi Sane. Those are Triple H's
what
babies.
I'm saying is that was Dusty and that was Regal. They were the ones.
Yeah,
that
that's why
got
I said Regal.
Right. Yeah, it was Dusty and Regal, and then Dusty passed away. But by the time he passed away, NXT was huge, and so all Triple H had to do at that point was just go after the hottest free agents. Like he got Asuka,
Go on
he got
autopilot.
Shayna Baszler, but Triple H, he didn't have any input for any of that shit. That wasn't him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, TK was going Naomi.
Wasn't like Finley? Wasn't he working with the women in NXT too?
Yeah, Finley was working with him. What's his name? Matt Bloom.
That's who's doing it now.
A-Train.
Yeah, A-Train, yeah.
Yeah, Triple H
Malik,
never knew what the fuck he was doing with the women's division.
What up, Malik?
Remember?
Can you hear us, Malik?
What? Yeah, I could hear what's up, y'all. Peace. I was just listening. Let y'all finish talking.
Okay. Just want to make sure you was there. Go ahead, so what?
I was saying, remember, like he didn't even have Asuka lose. She was on the street. She forfeited the belt, but then they had her forfeited as if like she had some serious injury. But then she got cleared like 2 weeks later. Like it was
She got called up.
Yeah, I got called up.
But anyway, other than that, I'll give Triple H an A for effort. I'm seeing development in everything. The U.S. title means more. The Intercontinental title means more. The Judgment Day, the Bloodline, Sammy, Austin Theory. So I'll give him his flowers. He's done a great job of everything else. The only thing he hasn't done a good job with is the women's division.
Well, hold on, and not only that, he did get rid of nonsensical pay-per-views that didn't fucking matter. Like look at the Hell in a Cell, for instance, right? Like this is the first time in a long time the Hell in a Cell match actually means something.
That's true.
Around McDonald
I
Playhouse.
forgot to give Dominic a round of applause tonight. Because holy shit.
What do you do now?
Yeah, Rey Mysterio finally popped him.
Oh, he did?
You serious? They wasted it?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying with
They pulled the trigger
WWE? Oh, boo.
Let's save it for the Hall of Fame.
Why WWE always gotta bust their load all the time when they have something good?
I would have
They
waited
can never
personally.
help
Mania's next
themselves.
week anyway, but you know.
Yeah.
Like
Nah,
Mike
man,
his mother.
come
That's
on, son. Yo, they
No, but I saw it
always
coming,
like
Nate.
WWE always does this. When they have something good, they always bust their load. I mean, this is like 90% of the time. My dude, you
Maybe.
can't last through
Yeah.
foreplay without fucking coming in your pants.
I'm just saying, look,
I hope they
I'm
do
just
another.
saying that's a nasty metaphor, by the way. But anyway, no, but I was saying, well, I saw it coming because the minute he told his mom to shut up, you knew it was coming. The crowd wanted it, and everybody saw it. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Man.
Sandman, the title video. I know I'm late. The title video. I know I'm late. But how did
No,
CM
you
Punk
good.
expose Tony Khan? You know what I'm saying? How did CM Punk expose Tony Khan?
Yeah, man. He basically was saying,
Okay.
like, remember everybody was trying to say that whole matches would work with this dude Punk was limping around with that champion versus champions match on that Dynamite, the random Dynamite.
That was all real.
Okay.
It was all real. Like he was legitimately hurt. It wasn't all work.
Yeah, well, I guess.
And TK
Yeah,
was like, because he told TK he would do the job. He would do the job, but he got to get cleared. And TK was like, "Oh, you don't have to get cleared because it's gonna be a squash match." And basically, this dude Punk was like, "Why is it a squash match? Like, what is this leading to?" He didn't have a plan. TK didn't have a plan for
yeah,
what they
that's
were
dangerous. Yeah, because well,
go ahead,
anyway, that was
Malik.
dangerous
Go
anyway because
ahead,
if he
Malik.
wasn't really cleared. No, I'm saying I was saying if Punk wasn't cleared, even Tony Khan saying to worry about it, CM Punk shouldn't have stepped in the ring if he didn't want to do it. If he feel like that was too dangerous, that could have injured him more. But
Right.
That story doesn't make sense though.
Why not?
Plus, he wanted
Because the pay-per-view.
The thing is, I think
the pay-per-view was the following week. The pay-per-view
exactly.
So
that's what I'm saying.
He couldn't have been that hurt to begin with because he worked the full match with Mox at All Out. So he couldn't have been that hurt if he got cleared the following week anyway.
My dude, remember we did the show. We did the show, and I would say the same thing during the show. I was like, "Why is this match happening? This don't make no fucking sense."
But
Tony Khan, you gotta remember Tony Khan's a cokehead.
And remember, everybody was saying, "I'm gonna pull that shit up too." I might not pull it up during this live, but I'm gonna pull it up and I'm gonna thumbnail that shit. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's a work. He's working people. CM Punk is working people." I'm like, "Yo, like, no, this dude is hurt. Like, we all knew he was hurt from before, and he did that shit for what? That shit was just so lame. Just for this dude CM Punk to beat him at All Out. That whole shit didn't make no sense whatsoever. And I come to figure out he was more hurt. He was more hurt than everybody that he led on.
Well, that was his fault.
It was Tony Khan's fault too.
That's true.
No, I'm just simply saying Punk was hurt because he jumped.
No. I noticed you never want to say nothing about Tony. You're gonna say it was Tony Khan's fault.
No. I'm saying that everybody is responsible here. Just like Punk. To this point, Punk hasn't apologized for anything he did either. Like to this day, like
you're right.
And at no point has he said, "You know what, man? When I went and did that media scrum," like people forget that was the main thing that pissed me off was the fact that All Out was actually a really good pay-per-view. But when it was over, nobody was talking about how good the show was. They were talking about CM Punk being a fucking asshole. Just like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, nobody was talking about the Oscars, who won the Oscars, who was best supporting actor, who was best costume design. Everybody was talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. That's what happens when you decide to be an asshole the whole show, on television. And he never apologized for that to anyone. He never apologized to TK, the Elite, the roster, no one.
You know what? He's not. You know what? He's not going to because he thinks he thinks probably still thinks he was in the right. He probably thinks he was right what he said. So
I know that's what I'm saying. Everybody involved is guilty. TK, the Elite,
but he did.
Everybody.
He did apologize to Omega. According,
I'm sure he did. Right.
Mm-hmm. So probably Mike is saying that the whole thing is a work. Mike said the whole thing is a work, but Punk legit got. Mike, you can pull up, my dude. Just hit the link. Because it seems like you got a lot to say. My dude, you already know you come to the round table. It's all goody.
I'm just saying. I got you, yeah. I'm thinking he had.
I think they're trying to turn it into a work.
Kenny Omega probably could keep.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, all this shit going on. This is going on like what? It's about to be a 2-year storyline. Like, can they make some money over this? Like, what's up? Let's try to get some money over this.
Yeah, Punk aside, they're clearly playing off of it because everyone knows about FTR and their contract status. And so, they're going to be facing, the Gun Club at some point, a.k.a. the Ass Boys, with the stipulation being if they don't win, they have to leave AEW. So that's playing off the reports and the rumors of, we're not happy. We don't want to be here. And that also plays into Darby's promo where Darby was like, I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to complain, blah, 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 blah. So the fact that they're even advertising that on TV, that tells me that they're turning it into some kind of shoot. So,
Yeah, that same thing happened with like I said, with Lita, Edge, and Matt Hardy. When all that shit went down, they turned it into a storyline. Of course, that story shouldn't have that story should have seen the light of day on TV and in the workplace. You know what I mean? That shit should have kept it behind closed doors.
But you have to be extremely careful about blurring.
Well,
the
let's really
lines
be
of
real
whether it's
though.
work or a shoot.
Well, according to Matt
Let's
Hardy,
really be
Matt
real.
Hardy
Like
said
that's
that
a lot.
Vince.
Hold on, 12. I got you. You know what I'm saying? Wrestling been doing shit like that ever since the beginning of the time. They always like to mix reality in the program to basically spice up the rivalries and make good television.
Like I'm not saying that. Like it tends to get real and real fast.
And sometimes when it gets too real, it gets dangerous. It gets dangerous. Remember Christian Law and Kevin Sullivan?
Right. Well, Matt Hardy, he told the story, and we talked about it at the time last year when it happened. Matt's got his podcast, and it was like last year, sometime before the Brawl shit happened. Matt Hardy said, after the shit happened with Edge and Lita, and they decided, hey, you know what, we can make money into this and all that. And Matt told the story. It was him, Edge, and Lita. All three of them were together, and they were in the office with Vince, and Vince sat them down, and Vince was pretty much like, listen, you guys are in my arena. You guys are in my ring. You guys are going to do exactly what I say. And if anything goes wrong, I'm firing all three of you. I don't give a fuck.
But shut up or you're fired.
Right. So, so they went out there and they did it, So.
Yeah, I didn't say make Chad Gable the world champion.
If they had morals, yeah.
I never said nothing about making Chad Gable the world champion. I just said like he'll be a great mid-card champion though.
I don't see why Chad Gable couldn't be a world champion. If Daniel Bryan could be a world champion, anything's possible.
He could be. I'm just saying, like the wrestler. He's basically like the new version. He's basically the new version of Daniel Bryan down there, kind of like.
Well, yeah, like a mix of Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle.
Shush, please. That's played.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Like I'm telling you, I like
when he played.
Like he was suplex you right on your neck and then say thank you.
Exactly. Shit like that will get him over.
And then
you just gave his little concussion. You saying thank you.
The only thing he doesn't have going for him is that when Angle was getting his push, they had the machine behind Angle. Like it wasn't just the in ring; it was the goofy shit. Remember the 3 eyes? Integrity, intelligence, intensity, and the drinking and milk. Like it was the little cherry on the top, little small stuff they were doing with Kurt.
The Olympic goof.
Right. That dude Kurt, like he was just great. He knew how to wrestle, he knew how to brawl, and he was an entertainer. Kurt was just great.
He cut a promo.
Yeah, he was great. He was all around.
He was basically
like if you compare it,
he was the whole package.
Chad to Kurt, like all they gave Chad was like they gave him the Alpha Academy. I said Alpha. They gave him the Alpha Academy with Otis, which is cool, but like it's just meaningless. Like just tag matches. Like okay, like do some segments, do some vignettes, and also with a name like the Alpha Academy, right? You would think that you would have more than just one person. Like
it'd be a whole
somebody
school
else in there. Yeah, like you could have put Shell in there. Shell's not doing anything. You could have put Cedric in there. He's not doing anything. Like he could have had his own little mini faction.
Like I said,
but do you think Jordan's coming back? Jason Jordan to complete that.
I thought he retired.
Nah, he's done. Jason Jordan is done.
Oh, he's finished.
Wait a minute, Jason Jordan.
Isn't he a black dude or something now?
No, I'm saying, what he's black dude? I'm saying, but wasn't he the black dude that was supposed to debut? And he was younger than NXT. He was younger, supposed to be up and coming.
Who on Chad Gable?
Talking about that Olympian, right?
Not Chad Gable. Who's a Gable Stevenson?
I'm talking about Jason Jordan. The one you talking about? What Jason Jordan, like the brown skinned black dude who's like introduced, like he was like an up and coming,
Thanks for the cash app, y'all. Thanks for the cash app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Look, what happened to him? He was supposed to debut and start wrestling.
No, what happened with him was they did the story where it was a joke. It was a joke. They did the story where he was supposed to be Kurt Angle's secret son, and that was a joke.
That's right. Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was basically that kind of ruined him. Kurt. Yeah, the reason why they did that was a rib between Kurt and Vince because of the whole jungle fever thing. Because Kurt likes his African queens. So that's what that was.
Because he dated Raka Khan for a while, for a short term.
Right, and and the whole Charmel thing with Booker T a couple of years ago. So So what they did was Kurt Angle was
He went
Kurt
to have
Angle was the GM
bestiality
at the
sex
time.
with Sharmell.
Yeah,
No,
so,
but look,
so
Yeah,
Kurt,
you're right.
Kurt,
The
Kurt
outfit-
was the
the outfit-
GM at the time, and so they were going to build up a match between Kurt and Jason at WrestleMania, and essentially they wanted to do at Mania what Ray and Dom are doing now, but Jason got hurt. I forgot exactly what happened. It was something to do with his neck, and he never came
Yeah.
back.
Like it was like a neck problem plus like a massive concussion.
Something like that.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
serious. It was
looks
basically
fun.
serious to the point where they were just like, if he does anything wrong, it could be like a draw situation where he'll like just be paralyzed from the waist down, like too serious. So they just said like, no, like we can't bring you back. So they quietly transitioned him into a producer, and that's where he's been ever since. I think.
Okay, say, look. Speaking of the Outfit Academy, the Outfit
Behind the
Academy.
scenes.
Look, the Outfit Academy could have been another Spirit Squad. Remember them? We are
Yeah.
the Spirit Squad.
Spirit Squad. They were so bad. They
Mickey, Mikey, Mitch.
And we are the Spirit Squad.
Spirit Squad. Oh,
I always
That was
thought
so
they were based
ridiculous,
off
but
the
so
Ginyu
funny.
Force. I thought they were the Ginyu Force. That's what I thought they were.
Yeah.
They were funny though. It was
But she did
hilarious.
a dance move with
Oh,
And it was
hey, guys.
lethal too. How they was doing
Lord.
Shawn Michaels, they did Shawn Michaels filthy.
that is true.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that shit. They try to take Shawn Michaels out. They try to rip his leg off his torso.
No, but that's when he brought back DX. Just for that purpose, just to take them out.
But
Oh,
But to
speaking
your
of
guys'
DX,
point, I still think the
Oh.
potential is there for Chad. I think there's no reason Chad
Hell yeah.
can't be a world champion like in the next.
especially
2 years.
now with Otis going to trying to be a bell bottle, which is
Right.
ridiculous. Everybody can
That's
tell.
what
All
they're
he
looking
needs-
for. They're
They're
gonna
showing
go
stupid.
all he
towards,
needs, because it's like you said, because he already has everything else. I know it's stupid, but it's wrestling. He's already doing the shoosh, and that's getting over. You know, he already
Shoosh,
has got the
please.
athletic ability. He can talk on the mic. All he needs is like the vignettes and just one story for fans to really get behind. Just that one story, and it can happen.
They just let him be an absolute goof.
Yep.
Hey, look, speaking
I'm
of
all
Spirit
for him being a good
Squad,
guy. He should be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? Like
I
we
don't-
need that Mick
I don't
Carter,
know
that
that. I don't think
that wholesome Mick Carter. Cause who's
That
really
already
like
got
that?
destroyed. Shorty
Well,
G
he's been a heel
destroyed
for-
that. They were
Yeah,
damn
but
sure
he's
about
been a
that.
heel for so long. He's been a heel for so long. I don't know if fans would accept him as a good guy, you know. But I mean, I guess
Of
it is
course.
possible.
Yeah, of course he could be a good guy. He could be a good guy. It's just how
Oh,
he's
look.
booked. Like
Going back to
basically,
Like, are you
let's
sure,
be
though?
real. Hold on, like you know, what I mean, he got to win matches.
that's what I'm saying. Are you
That's
sure?
that's
You
key
sure
of
he
everything.
can be a babyface?
Right. I think
Who?
he can.
Huh?
He'd be a comedic babyface that would eventually get over, probably.
You Chad Gable, of course.
Shorty G destroyed every single hope of that.
Shorty G. No one did it. He re-
Yeah,
he,
he
re-
did.
he recovered from Shorty G.
I remember that. Oh yeah,
think so.
Shorty G. I remember that. Yeah, I forgot about that. I
I'll
forgot
tell
about
you
that.
what,
Exactly, exactly. You forgot about it. That's what I'm saying. He recovered. He definitely recovered
I'll
from
tell
Shorty
you what.
G.
I'll tell you what. I don't know what it is about
Are you
these
sure?
two, but Gable and Corbin had consistent good matches. Gable can make Corbin look like a legit upper
Yeah.
card guy.
I agree. Like when it came to Corbin, that's like the best match yet, especially like in the King of the Ring. Yep,
Yeah.
they had a real good match in the King of the Ring.
Hey,
Yeah,
going back to the
man.
Spirit Squad for a second. You remember the Spirit Squad DX feud where DX had the little bitches come out there just as Spirit Squad? That
Right.
was hilarious. And then they all jumped the past with this. They had sucking on their behinds. I'm like, oh shit.
And he caught him with the little
funniest-
chin music. He caught him
Yeah.
like she caught him with
Funniest
chin
part
music
was
like
when they
Owen
shipped him to
Cassidy.
OVW.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't get that joke until I was older. The trash thing that had OVW written on it.
Right, it's like I was like, what the fuck is OVW? What is that?
Right. There's another one
Especially,
too.
like,
There's
you know, it played on
there's
like
another one too.
WB Tennessee or shit like that.
Yeah, there was another one too.
I see
that
you, Mike.
I didn't get till I was older. There was one. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. There was like one segment where it was Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and they were talking to Crime Time. Rest in peace, Shad Gaspar. It was JTG, Shad, Triple H, and Shawn. And Right, in Crime Time, they were like selling bootleg something, and then HBK was like,
Yeah,
oh,
it was
don't worry,
ticket. They
man.
was selling tickets to get back in the arena.
Right, and then Sean was like, "Oh, don't worry, man. I can speak street." And then he just started speaking. Like, that shit was so fucking funny. I'm like, I gotta find that segment. That shit was so funny, bro.
For shizzle.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, yo, let me get Deuce
I
down
remember
low,
that.
Deuce down low.
Yeah, I remember that for shizzle.
Mike was goody.
Oh, speaking of Crime Time.
Well, what's happening, G?
Speaking of Crime Time, you
already know we'll be talking about the old fashioned wrestling, letting them know what's happening.
Square business. So,
go ahead, Malik.
Talk about the CM Punk thing real quick. One time, because I got some things I need to handle real quick. So
Go
I might
ahead.
be popping in
What's
and
your
out.
thoughts on that? What's your thoughts on that? Go ahead, talk to us.
I feel like it's a work, but I feel like it's a work because CM Punk got injured. What's happening is they're sprinkling truth in with kayfabe. That's what's going on, but a lot of people are looking at it like it's all real, and I think a lot of people are getting a lot of unnecessary heat because like a lot of people are ready to go at CM Punk's throat. You know what I'm saying? But the way I'm looking at it is when he became world champion after he beat Hangman Page, right? He jumped in the crowd and he injured his foot, right?
Right.
Broke his foot.
Yeah. So what happened was they took him off TV. They didn't even write him off of TV. They just took him off of TV. They didn't strip the title off of him or nothing. And what I think happened is I think fans were getting rowdy because there wasn't a world champion around. It was like the Brock Lesnar thing in WWE. So I think what happened was they had to figure out a way to get the title off of CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? And to like just have a champion around. They didn't want to get the title off of CM Punk in like a screw CM Punk type thing. You feel what I'm saying? But it's the fact that they didn't know when he was coming back. So they came up with this whole angle. What they're talking about with the whole Rocky 3 and all this stuff, man. So they came up with the angle to get the title off of CM Punk and put it on Moxley. That way there'll be a champion around. But what happened was CM Punk got cleared quicker than what they thought. So by him coming in and getting squashed, it always left the door open to run the rematch. To always run the rematch with CM. Whenever CM Punk got healthy, they could always run the rematch with CM Punk and John Moxley. CM Punk just got healthier. Well, he just got healthy before, you know what I'm saying, sooner than anybody expected. So they ran a rematch at the pay-per-view. But here's what really threw everything off. He got injured again. You know, he tore his tricep this time. You know, so everything they just went through, it was all for nothing because now they got to write CM Punk off TV again because he's going to be out for 8 months. So everything they just went through to get the title off of him, to, you know what I'm saying, to satisfy fans and keep the door open for him, all that shit was for nothing because he just got injured again. So what happened now? The thing happened, and all that stuff, and now that's where we're in the situation we're in. So they're mixing kayfabe in with reality. They're trying to find a way to
that's a dangerous mix, though.
Well, what you just said, King Mike, when you said that Punk got hurt again, I've said this before. You know, not just in wrestling, but in life. You know, nobody knows your body better than you know your own body. You know when you hurt yourself. So I think personally, when Punk was on that media scrum, when he was sitting there with TK, I think he knew right then and there, like, fuck, I'm hurt. And so because he got hurt again, for those reasons you just said, I honestly think in that moment, he was like, fuck it. That's what I think.
And I just think he got frustrated too. And that's where the road is leading to when it comes to this whole ordeal. He's frustrated. It's like he's going through the same thing he was going through in WWE. Not at the same magnitude because he's not on the road as much, but him like working hurt and him telling his boss, yo, I'm hurt. You know what I'm saying? Let me, you know what I mean? I'll do the job. Just let this dude clear me first. And motherfuckers telling him no. I'm surprised he ain't
Did they try this? Did they try this before?
But see,
with Shawn Michaels and Brett.
But see, that's what I think is part of that's what I think is part of the kayfabe. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what CM Punk is telling the truth about. Like I think they're all working together, but CM Punk is just he's playing a role right now. He's like, oh man, they just sent me out there injured. They don't care about me. Whoop whoop whoop. And everybody's biting the bait. You know what I'm saying? I think Tony Khan knows exactly what was going on. I think he knew exactly when CM Punk got injured. I think they talked about it, and they're like, all right, what we gonna do? All right, man. You know, I'm just gonna go out there. I'm a talk a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? Then you can just suspend me. You know what I'm saying? Then we'll figure this thing out. You know what I'm saying? And then it keeps his name hot too, because now you got everybody talking about the media scrum and all this stuff. It keeps him relevant. And if you notice, like they've been dropping like little CM Punk nuggets here and there.
Right.
Now that he's healthy, ready to come back, now the whole world's talking about him. It's like they're setting him up for the comeback.
Right, and that's what I was saying. That's what I was just saying. It's like, okay, because these dudes is constantly throwing shots at Punk, and Punk was quiet from before. You know what I mean? He was quiet after the media scrum, and motherfuckers kept throwing shots, and it's like this got to be leading to something. You know what I mean? And I'll ask you guys this: if this shit all becomes a work, you know what I mean? Like CM Punk returns in a real good way, whatever the case may be. Not only
Nobody's
can we
gonna believe anything that's
hold on. Can people forgive CM Punk, or can we say like, you know what, Tony Khan killed this angle? This is like one of the best angles ever. Can we give him?
That's what I was gonna say right there. Like if people look at it objectively and look at it like for what it is, if it all turns out that it is a work, or he finds a way to spin it into a work, you got to put this shit up here with the bloodline angle, because like CM Punk versus the Elite. See, CM Punk versus the Elite is a real good story going on right now on the cool. And then what if it turns out that, because everybody thinking that, you know what I'm saying, John Moxley and the Blackpool Combat Club took out the Young Bucks. What if CM Punk is working with the Blackpool Combat Club, or what if the Blackpool Combat Club didn't take out the Young Bucks? What if FTR took out the Young Bucks and FTR is working with CM Punk, and we spent all this thing into an angle? If he can find a way to do it.
I was actually telling Tope that in the private chat actually on Facebook. I was like, that was a real good idea. That was a nice little swerve, because everybody's thinking that the Bukkake
Blackpool Combat Club did
one,
yeah.
But they didn't say
they jumped on Mega.
They didn't say in verbatim like, oh, we're the ones that took out the Young Bucks backstage. They didn't admit to it. They didn't own up to it. So in a way, it's still in the air. Like we still don't know who attacked the Bucks.
Yeah, because the Blackpool Combat Club could just be just going rogue. You know what I'm saying? They could just be attacking any and everybody, but they didn't do the Young Buck thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it could or CM Punk could be working with the Blackpool Combat Club, because who is instructing them to just go wild? You know what I'm saying? Because Bryan Danielson ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't have, well, he's here, but he's not around.
I don't know about that, because you know Punk works. He works alone. You know Punk works alone.
Well,
so
yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. But if he's gonna go against the Elite, he's gonna need some help. You know what I'm saying? If it's him up against Kenny Omega and the Bucks and Adam Hangman Page, he's gonna need some help.
What's your thoughts on that?
And I think it was kind of crazy that FTR came back the night that the Young Bucks happened to get, you know what I'm saying, jumped. And they was talking about some shit, you know what I'm saying, that the Young Bucks tried to bury them and all that shit too. So who knows? Who knows though, you know?
What's your thoughts on that, fellas?
But to me, if this is indeed. Oh, go ahead.
No, in my opinion, I think the Combat Club did jump the Elite. That's what I'm thinking. It looks like it, because, like I said, during the match after Kenny Omega won the match, they jumped on him. But you know, it's all to me, that's all speculation, I guess.
Yeah, they also jumped on Stu Grayson too.
Right. And I'm like I said, I'm digging this new Combat Club. I'm liking this because, you know, they look more like a unit now. You know what I'm saying? As heels.
Yeah. They wilding out for some reason. And they just
I
said
like
fuck it,
it.
and
It's a
then just
nice
started.
change of pace.
Yeah, I like it too. It's what's up. It's what's up.
Tove, what's your thoughts?
Man, they can do whatever they want, man. As long as when the bell rings, Punk doesn't get hurt again, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, real talk though. He can't get hurt again, bro. He can't. They can't do. It can't be 3 strikes. It can't. If he get hurt again, man, I don't know what they're
Because
gonna
all
do.
I gotta
Yeah,
say,
that's like the
because the
main
thing
thing.
about the
Yeah.
Punk, the reason I say that shit, the reason why it pisses me off is because like Sandman, knows that I'm a big New Japan guy, and everybody
Right.
keeps talking about, oh, like Punk is hurt, bro. Kenny was hurt way worse than Punk, and he came back and did way more. So if Kenny can do the shit that he can do and not get hurt, Punk has no excuse, bro. So
You think Punk is lazy?
I'm not saying he's lazy. I'm just simply listen. I'm not trying to insult him personally. You know, we
He's
all age
old.
differently, man. Some people age gracefully, and some people don't. Look, there's so many wrestlers today that are old, but they don't look old. Like Lashley's like in his mid 40s, and he still looks like the
Yeah.
same he did like 20
Lashley
years
don't
ago.
crack. Lashley
Right,
black don't crack, B.
I truly
Yeah.
believe I'm a believer of the saying that you age the life that you live, and Punk is like he's not even that old, but he
But
looks older than he actually is.
but he's straight edge.
I don't
Allegedly,
believe that
He's supposed to
shit.
be the. You can't.
I don't
Not
believe
with
that
that.
shit. Like, wasn't he
He's supposed
smoking?
to be straight edge.
Wasn't the movie he was in? He was smoking and drinking beers. Like, even if you playing a role, my dude, you're still indulging in alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah, man. He's full of cap, man.
But
So
I don't
sometimes he's
I
straight
don't
edge.
believe he was ever straight. I think that was just his way of making himself stand out as an indie wrestler. It worked.
And I can dig it.
Times.
And I can dig it. Make yourself stand out. You're a sober wrestler. That's awesome. Your discipline.
But that just goes.
Is wrestling. Go ahead.
But that just goes back to what Red Fox was saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can live your life as healthy as you want to, not smoke, not drink, or nothing. You're still gonna die, and it's gonna be pretty sad. It's gonna be pretty sad if you get to heaven and they say, "Man, what you die from?" Nothing.
What he said? He was like, y'all motherfuckers out there, like shit. What the hell y'all do after y'all have sex? Like, he's smoking a cigarette. It's like, yo.
What do you say, smoking? Yeah, man. Shout out to
I
Red
definitely
Fox,
think
though.
if Punk comes back, I think if Punk comes back, some type of group or gimmick match would definitely be better because, I'll fall on that sword. I don't think Punk can hang 1-on-1 right now. I don't think Punk could hang with Kenny 1-on-1. I don't think he could hang with Mox 1-on-1. I don't think he could hang with MJF 1-on-1. He damn sure couldn't hang with Danielson 1-on-1. I don't think he could handle Joe 1-on-1. I don't even think he could handle Wardlow 1-on-1 because he proved that. Like, he got hurt like 2 different times.
He struggled against Wardlow. He really did.
Yeah, that boy fragile.
Me,
Man, he struggled against Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yup, he did. If Hobbs wanted to, Hobbs could split him in two.
All his best matches in AEW were against like the smaller dudes. Like the match with Darby was good. He had like one match on Rampage. I think it was Matt Sydal. That was good. The Eddie Kingston match, the one with Eddie Kingston, like they had like it wasn't long. It was like 8-9 minutes before the brief time it went. That was good. The MJF match was good, but like every match he had, like a middleweight or a heavyweight, like nah, man, it wasn't it. You could see he was struggling. You could see they were slowing down so he could keep up with him. But it's all good.
But to me, they can't pull a storyline like this again.
It has to be.
No, they can't do it. They ran out of their chance to do it again.
There has to be an end game.
Where they're gonna do it again.
They gotta pump that motherfucker with a lot of steroids and painkillers. Like, look here, Punk. We need this last match from you, B, to let this storyline come to an end.
That's what I think it's leading to. That's exactly what I think it's leading to, bro. Like, because like you just said, CM Punk is always getting injured, man. He's probably tired of going through rehab. He's probably tired of doing all this stuff, man. He's probably trying to wrap up his career, but he don't want to wrap it up with the world hating him. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause people don't like CM Punk, man. They're treating him like Hulk Hogan. They're trying to boot him out of this industry, man.
He's
So
just as
so he's
bad.
like, man, look. So I think and then there's talks about Kenny Omega leaving. So I think what it's leading to is Kenny Omega versus CM Punk, loser leave AEW. That's what I think it's leading to. And you can have Kenny Omega be the conquering hero, and he can get rid of CM Punk, and then CM Punk can wrap up his career like that.
Have CM Punk shoot a promo after the match.
Yeah,
Or he can go to Japan.
or
Well, it's
he can go.
very damning.
Go
It's
go
very
to Japan
damning
to
that
do what? Go to the
He don't
spa.
want to go to Japan.
Well,
Shit, go to
Japan has a
Japan
much
and get
I heard
nicer
broke.
Japan
schedule.
has real
I
nice
just I,
spas out
I
there.
just think that it's very damning that the last time they were in Chicago, even when the Elite were wrestling Death Triangle, half the crowd was chanting "fuck CM Punk," and that was in Chicago.
Yeah,
That says a lot.
yeah,
That says a
yeah.
lot.
And I don't think he want to go out like that. I really don't think he
Thanks
want
for
to
the
go out like
cash
that.
apps. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Go ahead, y'all. Let me coach y'all.
But yeah, I got some things I need to handle real quick. So man, I'll probably shoot back, man. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I wanted to, since everybody is here, well, most everybody's here. Hopefully, Lord willing,
Yeah, I'm still here.
we're gonna have a watch party for night 2 of WrestleMania. I can't do it on night 1. I gotta work all day that damn night, that damn day. But hopefully, Lord
Like I won't be
willing,
on night 2.
you said what?
I won't be on night 2.
Oh man,
Uh,
yeah.
I'll actually.
I understand, B. I understand. You don't have to explain why, but I understand. Shit, cause like that's a weekend. I mean, that's a weekend. I do my back to back doubles, but I'm trying to get out of you know what I'm saying, doing like one double that Sunday, do a regular shift, and then we can have that watch party that night for WrestleMania night 2. Cause fuck that, I need my WrestleMania. Damn it! All I do is work, work, work. Get your hands out my pocket.
Yeah, me too. I need a WrestleMania too. Yeah.
Right now,
But I'll be there.
I
Like
guess
I'll
we'll
be
get a
in
bunch of
SoFi.
announcements. I guess we'll get a
Okay, that
bunch of
sounds good.
announcements next week. Right now, the only matches confirmed is night 1, Cena Theory and Logan Paul Rollins. Night 2, Roman
Hold on,
Cody.
wait, hold on. Slow down real quick. Yeah, Mike. I wanted to tell you, B. Yeah, you already know Cena's coming back just to put this dude Austin Theory over, my guy. So I know you want Cena to win, but especially if the U.S. belt is on the line, he's definitely not winning that match.
Yeah, that's not happening.
You still there, Mike?
Yeah, he muted himself. He must be busy.
Oh yeah. But go ahead, Toby.
Well, he said he had to step out first.
Oh, I was just saying that there's only 2 matches confirmed for night 1, and night 2 is just Cody Roman. So we still haven't got a confirmation of the match card yet. And I just wanted to say that's one of the risky things about this. Like I get it. Like there's pros and cons to this 2-night Mania thing. And when you have 2 nights, you're getting 2 3-hour shows instead of just one long 6-hour show. So I get it, but it's also risky because what if you really want to pay to see one particular person, but it's like they're not revealing the match card until like the week of, because we just SmackDown just
Right.
passed, so you only have one Raw, one SmackDown left. So it's like you could be buying a ticket early, but the ticket that you may get may have matches that you don't want to get,
Right.
and it just based off what happened last year. And this is the big test for me. This is going to be the biggest test of WrestleMania this year, because last year WrestleMania was 2 nights, but that Raw after Mania crowd, they were dead the whole time. They didn't react to anything. And so I was talking to John about it that day, and we were thinking maybe the Raw after crowd was tired, because normally it would just be one show they had to sit through, but they sat through 2 shows instead. So now it's like that same crowd then goes to Raw for a 3rd show. So maybe by the Raw, they were just exhausted and didn't have any energy left. Or maybe just for whatever reason, that post-Mania crowd just wasn't popping. So I'm really going to
This year's going to be 4.
Yeah, because you got the Hall of Fame and you
And the
got
SmackDown before.
and the SmackDown before. You got the SmackDown before the Hall of Fame, which is the same night. You got Mania Night 1 and Mania Night 2. So what I'm really most curious about is not really WrestleMania itself. I'm really curious about Raw after Mania. I want to see what the crowd is like. If they're dead again, like last year, then that's when we'll know for sure that this 2-night schedule is too exhausting on the crowd. But if this crowd, the night after Mania this year, if they're hot and buzzing, then I guess that's just how we'll know for whatever reason that crowd last year was just like, you know. But
The exception.
And then you
we'll
also
see.
gotta remember too, like they gotta not only they gotta go back and forth to the venue, they gotta pay for the hotel. Like if they came from out of town, you gotta pay for the hotel, you gotta pay for food, drinks, and most motherfuckers is gonna want to come to the Raw after Mania. They gotta pay for that shit too. That's a lot of fucking money. You gotta at least
Right.
come through like 5 racks to pay for all that shit.
Oh,
And that's what we should do. We should all come together. Like fuck that. Y'all stack up, B. We should. We should stack up. Have like 5 racks and be like, you know what? Fuck that. We're gonna get an Airbnb and we go to the next WrestleMania. Plan that shit. Get an Airbnb and plan for the following WrestleMania. I'm with it if y'all are.
I'm in.
Like I'm dead serious.
Like, isn't that
Shit.
in Vegas?
They haven't announced it yet. We'll see. They usually announce where Mania is next year at the show itself. You know, the little commercials and stuff, the advertisements and all that.
Like, probably during like night 1 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we all stack up bread. You know what I'm saying, and put our money together, and we can pay for the Airbnb. Everybody pay for their tickets when it comes to the plane or the venue, and that's it, B.
Wow. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What happened? You got some breaking news?
No, not breaking news. Just something I missed on SmackDown. They're going to be having the Andre the Giant Battle Royale on SmackDown next week.
God. Why?
I'm looking at the participants in this match.
Oh,
man, they did
God.
Lashley dirty. Lashley's in this fucking match, bro.
What?
Yeah.
I know. Yo, are you serious?
Unless he plans on wrestling twice.
Yo, that is so disrespectful. That is very, very disrespectful.
Who did you say was in the
I
match?
shared the photo on our group. Malik and Sam, and y'all can see it. I shared the photo on our group thing.
Okay.
Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know they didn't do Lashley like that. The same dude that was holding down the U.S. belt and brought prestige to the U.S. belt. Come on.
Then they must be going with Knight versus Austin.
Well, at least we know Bray's done, obviously.
Yeah,
yo, they played my guy. Oh no.
I don't know everybody in this picture. Let me go through it. Let's see. The Good Brothers, the Delgado dudes,
like a black John Morrison over here.
Dexter Loomis is in there.
That's Marseille. Mansoir.
Gargano, Xavier, LA Knight, Karrion Kross, Corbin, Lashley. Yeah, Lashley should not be in this. No.
I ain't gonna lie. I think this is the most star-studded the Andre Battle Royal has ever been.
Oh yeah, it is. It's just fucking unfortunate Lashley's in this shit. He shouldn't be in it.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
And Knight, they both shouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
Word, like what is going on here? Gargano, what are you doing there?
Like, isn't Gargano wrestling on Saturday? On Saturday morning?
The Brawling Brutes. What the fuck is the Brawling Brutes doing there? They're supposed to be like these dudes was holding down the company for all last year. And that's the best you got for them?
All those people must be wrestling twice. They got to. There's no way.
Unreal.
The only positive way I can spin this, okay, either Lashley or LA Knight has to win. It's got to be one of those two. If Lashley wins, then he can come
He's
out
wrestling
one of the
twice.
manias. He can come out one of the manias and be like, I won the Andre Giant Battle Royal, blah blah blah. My opponent Bray Wyatt ran away, blah blah blah. Debut somebody. I don't give a fuck. He should be on that card facing some fucking body. And if you don't do Lashley and LA Knight wins, same thing. Have LA Knight come out. I won the Battle Royal. You can't have WrestleMania LA for LA Knight. Blah blah. Austin or whoever. Just you can't have not these man. You gotta have on the card, bro. You can't leave out the Almighty and you can't leave out LA Knight. You got to give him something, man.
Yeah, man.
Everybody else in this card, I get. Everybody else, I get. I understand why they're doing this match.
Damn, I ain't gonna lie, that shit's the wind out of my sails. Seeing Bobby Lashley there, all the
So I
shit
think they're
that
wrestling twice. They have to.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's no
My
way.
dude
Oh,
on
and
the
to
wall
anyone
there.
curious, because I know there's some fans asking, there is no references, mentions, or innuendos of Bray at all. So he's clearly done. So nothing on Raw or SmackDown.
I'm telling you. Remember what I said? I think he secretly got fired, yo. I think he secretly got fired. Telling you.
They could be planning something.
Yeah. They planning his exit.
I read an article where he's not done. They're saying he's got some kind of sickness and he's at home.
But because there was a Bray logo when LA Knight was walking by.
Right, that was a point.
I remember when they first announced Brock Lesnar versus Almas, and there were a lot of wrestling fans on social media that were trying to somehow 4D chess this into some kind of backdoor way to revive the Hurt Business.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, that's not happening clearly. So
here's a wrap. That ship done sailed. They teased it at first about the Hurt Business coming back, and it was they just forgot all about it. Don't mention them ever again.
Man, we already know what the bullshit is, man. The reality is this, bro. The reality is this, and I'll fucking say it because we're all thinking it too, man. What it really comes down to is, God forbid, we have a group of African Americans presented in a cool, non-stereotypical way. That was the cool part about the Hurt Business, because they weren't doing any shucking and jiving. They weren't doing any dancing and stuff. They were cool, they were hitmen, but they wore suits and stuff. So it was a business. It was a fucking cool concept. They weren't baby faces.
Was like that.
Was like what? What do you mean?
Kind of like a cool, sort of black faction.
Ooh.
Yeah, they were.
The Nation Domination.
Oh, the Nation?
The Nation.
And look what happened with them. Farouk should have been world champion. Or Ahmed Johnson should have been world champion. And they didn't go all the way because Bum did take it, didn't want to do the job.
I've already said my piece on the Hurt Business, when really all it is simply this. What was it? The Hurt Business was that the powers that be decided that Roman and the Bloodline had to be the coolest, the most dominant thing in WWE. And anything that was similar to it had to be killed off or nerfed immediately. And that's what they did. Because Lashley was a dominant champion, and then like you mentioned, Sandman, when we first started doing your show, when he was feuding with Drew, all of a sudden he started acting like a bitch. Remember where he was trying to get people? What was it? He put out the bounty against Drew. Somebody take Drew out. It didn't make sense. Why would the Almighty Lashley, who's killed everybody up to this point, be scared of Drew McIntyre for some reason? It made no fucking sense.
Destroyed the Miz. For his title.
Yeah, I always said that from before. People were saying that this dude Bobby Lashley title reign was good. I'm like, no, it wasn't. All this dude ever did was fight Xavier Woods most of the time, or Drew McIntyre. He didn't really do nothing as world champion or WWE champion, whatever.
And then right around the time when they finally left the Thunderdome and they were finally back on the road and the fans came back, that was when Jimmy Uso came back, and they paired up Jimmy with Jay, and that was when the Bloodline officially became a thing. And then around that same time, they started pushing Lashley into his feud with Goldberg, which nobody asked for. And then the Hurt Business broke up sometime after that. It was fucking stupid. And everybody was saying, oh, man, a Survivor Series, you can do the Bloodline versus the Hurt Business in an elimination match. That would have been cool. But instead, they took the belt off of Lashley and put it on Big E. Because they didn't want to do heel versus heel. They did Big E versus Roman.
Yeah,
Roman
silly shit.
It was dumb. So that's what it comes down to. They wanted Roman and the Bloodline to be the best thing going, and that's fine. But you can still have two cool dominant factions going at the same time, bro. Like you could have did the Hurt Business doing their thing on Raw and the Bloodline doing their thing on SmackDown. Like you could have did
Like in the
that.
90s, there's like 3 or 4 dominant factions.
Exactly. You had like what? You had like what was it? Los Boricuas or however you said it. It was like them,
Los
DOA.
Boricuas.
Yeah, you had DOA, DX, the Heart.
Yeah, that's
Foundation.
around the
It was
time
like,
when they had gang warfare. You had Los
yeah,
Boricuas, you had DX,
yeah.
you had
Yeah,
what's
Savio
my dude's name?
had Savio Vega.
Yeah,
Savio
the
Vega.
Los Boricuas, yeah. You had
I like that. It
DX,
was cool.
you had
Yeah.
Heart Foundation, you
DOA.
had Nation of Domination, you had DOA. It was a lot of crews at that time.
The Oddities.
You had
Everybody
Kofi,
want to see the big show.
and Bobby never did get, and I still haven't forgotten.
forgotten.
He never did get his rematch for the WWE Championship. That's still like a loose end. They never tied up. It's like they just expect us to just forget about it. Oh, don't talk about it. He was never pinned. He was never pinned by Brock or anybody. That's like a loose end. And we've never seen the Tribal Chief versus Lashley. That could be a WrestleMania main event or a SummerSlam main event. But Vince was like, nope.
That would have been a hell of a
Yeah.
match.
That could have been it could have been. It really could have. Because Lashley, as you can see, Lashley could go when it's necessary.
I
When he
thought
has
they
to,
were
yeah.
setting it up like at the very. I thought they were setting it up like at the end of 2021. You may remember, what was it? I think it was the New Day versus the Bloodline. It was like right after Big E beat Lashley, and I think it was like Lashley came out. He took out the Usos. He took out Xavier. He took out Kofi. He took out Big E, and then like Roman speared Xavier. Then Roman celebrated. And then Lashley got in the ring and he speared Roman too. And I was like, yes, they're gonna do it. They're gonna, and then it went nowhere. It was just like it was like they just forgot about it, like it never happened. It was like, wait, what? Whatever. It was dumb.
Shit. But anyways, I'm about to shut down shop and all that. You guys are awesome.
Thanks.
Everybody awesome in the bushes. You already know the vibes.
I had another point I wanted to make, but I forgot about it now. Everyone was talking about something else, but I guess I'll think of it next time.
Okay, my bad.
So,
B. So we're gonna pull up Monday and we're gonna
Tuesday.
talk about the match between Cody Rhodes and Solo. Is this dude Cody Rhodes gonna snap that undefeated streak this Monday?
Yep.
That'll be some bullshit if he does though. Like it's like, come on, that's not even necessary.
they're building Cody because he's going to win the belt. I think at WrestleMania this time.
Like, dude, that is going to be a
Well,
bullshit.
They get him over without.
No,
They get him over without Solo eating the pin though.
I don't think he's got to lose, but what
It's
makes
going to be
me
a bullshit
think,
finish.
Yeah, I'm thinking it could be a bullshit finish, but what's making me think that he probably might lose is the whole like you're not ready thing. And the fact that Solo actually kind of like showed emotion for the first time, because up to this point, Solo's kind of like just stoic. He just does whatever Roman tells him to do. But it's like something about Cody makes Solo not listen to Roman. So there's kind of a story there, you know, like it's like they're planting a seed with Solo, you know, as if like, hey, yo, when this is over, like after
Setting
Mania,
up for
win or
SummerSlam.
lose, like, you know what I mean? So there's a part of me that thinks Solo might actually lose, but I don't think he's got to lose. I think he can do a bullshit finish, but
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be on pin. If he loses, it may be via DQ. But him looking up at the lights at the end of the match, I don't see that happening on Raw.
They're setting up Solo versus Roman.
probably.
Yeah, that's what they was That's what they.
I mean, the
pissed
story's
for.
there, you know. I mean, that's the thing too. The story's there, you know, because it goes back to the legacy, you know, Orton, DiBiase, Cody. So Cody knows more than anybody what it's like in storyline to be an underling to, you know, a much bigger star, and he knows that, you know, that's just not going to work out in the long run, bruh. So,
Like, I have a question.
Yeah, because basically, Roman Reigns is holding him back. Basically, I guess.
Right. So there's the stories there. So for that reason, I could see Solo.
Like, I got a question though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think Cody is setting up a legacy too?
Oh, like his
Hell
own legacy.
no.
Like his own
I
version?
don't think that'll work.
Nah.
Yeah. Might.
Who would be in
Him,
it?
Solo. Randy.
Oh, as what, a face or heel?
Heel.
Oh well, Cody can't turn heel. The fans like him now.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's the problem there. That's my problem with that one.
Well, as
Shit.
long as Brandon's on
Anyways,
TV.
it's all giddy. Like we're gonna link up again on Monday. We're gonna talk about it, make some sense out about it, and that's it. You guys are awesome, and
All right.
we're on the road to WrestleMania. B. Hopefully, I get to watch it with you guys just next Sunday night. On that note, don't be a twerp.
All right.
No.
Like I'll send video.
You.
All right. Peace.
All right.
Have a good night, y'all.